Scam likely.
Ayo, Jay.
Look, I don't wanna talk. How you try and press the kid and really you assault?
No, I was
You
reloading.
don't know the law. Pedal to the metal, you ain't catching me in park. I just need to stop. I don't wanna speak. Talking all that good, so I just hit you with the please. Running up the score like Tyreek, I'm going deep.
TWS stands for Training in War Simulation. If I'm not mistaken, the game is formerly known as Track While Scan. It's also being brought to you by a company called TerraSynth. Don't know too much about the company, but the game does look promising. After watching some of the devlogs, it looks like they're aiming for an Arma Capture the Island kind of style of game where you're operating out of a main base. You got guys doing logistics and bringing back supplies. You're also going out on kind of like a search and destroy, capture and defend kind of mission on a daily basis. It sounds like they're going to have progression. They've got air, land, and sea vehicles. And from what I've seen, these guys know their stuff. I got a bunch of the clips and things put together for you guys. You guys go ahead and check that out. If you like the content, drop a like, share it with your friends, and don't forget to subscribe. And always hit that bell so you don't miss any news about this game. Thank you so much for watching and stay tuned.
Tents like these are where you as a player will log in or out, customize their characters, and respawn. With around 10 beds in each of the 6 tents, think of this place supporting a company-sized element of troops and some of their equipment. While you can do a lot from here, there is also a lot that's purely aesthetic. We didn't want just some sandbags, a bit of barbed wire, and cami netting. We wanted it to look lived in, so we talked to those who have had to suffer through places like Camp Wilson on 29 Palms. Over here, you can see the first iteration of our Discord. I'm not saying we will, but I'm not saying we won't add some kind of vandalism mechanic so that you can tell the world about Kilroy or Wagner or Jody. And here's the current Discord. You own this space, and yes, down the line, the entire thing is going to be customizable. Think something akin to a real-time strategy game, either coming up with templates of your own or actively selecting buildings and placing them to be built on the fly. Player customization? You can actually see a video of our example character options on our new website, which you can go to by clicking here or via a link in the description below. But yes, we do want your bases to feel unique, so there are things like recreation rooms, gyms, or command and control. The building process itself is just going to be a button prompt, and then you would need to defend it for a short amount of time before it becomes active. Once it does, you can rearm and resupply from here as opposed to an airfield, provided you can maintain. Over here you can see an empty area beneath one of the guard towers. One such where the supply levy of your cop could be represented by cargo cases or ration boxes. To do this, you'll need to make convoys back to the airfield if supplies are low. In terms of what a logistical unit would be, think Connex boxes or shipping containers. Items which various trucks and aircraft can move easily. Those are going to represent our beans, bullets, and band-aids for now. As long as you can defend your convoy or flight, it would only take 2 or 3 of these containers to construct a decently stocked cop. Over here you can see the smoke pit. I cast Create Bonfire. This sort of area is where you can go AFK and check out our new website. TWS is looking at not just being about fighting, but other complex operations like search and rescue. How we plan to do that is on our website, which has been redone, and keen-eyed viewers can see things on the website that we haven't put in videos or released screenshots of yet. On the way to one of the guard towers, we can get a glimpse of the mortar pit and the headquarters area behind it. Notice those 2 diesel generators in the back, which you'll want running if you want your camp to have lights or communication. This post overlooks a plot where vehicles or personnel can rendezvous before or after missions, offload supplies from a helicopter, throw rocks at other, larger rocks, or mess with people trying to get the water. Don't go AFK here on your phone to look at our new website, because First Sergeant will be furious when they catch you looking at the vehicle selection, or how we've included some of them in bundles with merchandise. Balance and numbers is something we're going to have to build throughout the playtests. Certain things like how many of and what kind of supplies are included in these Connex boxes and shipping containers. jet fuel, diesel fuel, bullets, explosives, and weapons, and what platform those are meant to go with, be it personnel or a vehicle. If you walk around this little staging area, you'll see 2 shipping containers worth of supplies next to several model concepts for storing and transporting water. You'll also notice the helpful driving directions to and from the motor pool. Over in the back, you can see another guard tower, trash area, and a stowed floodlight set. Finally, we have our cleverly disguised personnel armory. AI is in the works for some of the defenses, such as anti-aircraft weaponry or infantry in the guard shacks. We don't expect these places to be occupied 24/7. Today I'll be sharing some of the progress we've been making on the consumer-facing side of TrackWhile We've been busy building our alpha release machines, of which we now have 18 drivable ground assets, including suspension and physics. We're particularly proud of the wheeled vehicle physics, as each one reacts to terrain with a real sense of weight. Interiors are now fully underway since we want the first-person immersion to extend to the ground side as well as in the air. 16 of our planned aircraft dynamic flight models are now complete. While we are rather proud of that, we acknowledge there's still a lot of work to do when it comes to mating controller input, model animations, and functional cockpit systems. Our 3D artists and animators have been hard at work bringing these assets to life. Our primary work focus is going to be on those aircraft that are best sellers in our pre-order store, but that doesn't mean those are the only things we're going to be working on. Aircraft such as the B-52 Buff, the AH-1 Zulu Cobra, or the CH-53 Sea Stallion are also being worked on. As much as we here are fans of aviation, the infantry combat is what's going to hold TrackWhile together, and we can now show you what that's going to look like in-game for the first time.